Welcome to Somewhere on the Spectrum. This is my channel and I'm Emma. This is a little introduction to the channel so that you know what it's for, what you're letting yourself in for. I am living in the UK. I have autism and ADHD and I was diagnosed about 5 years ago. I have spent my entire life thinking that there was something wrong with me and something I needed to fix and find the answer to. I'm an extremely self-analytical person, so a lot of analysis went on over the years. Eventually, I got an autism diagnosis. I actually started off going for an ADHD diagnosis and they didn't know what to do with me, so they moved me over to the autism team who were like, yeah, that's you. I do have ADHD. It's not sufficient enough to be diagnosed with, apparently, but the most challenging part of my ADHD is my impulsivity. So we talk about that sometimes. The point of this channel is really to help the folks that are where I was 5 years ago, which was lost. In fact, this journey's been going on for about 10 years for me because it took me 5 years to get a diagnosis. Partly my fault. I moved around a lot and the NHS is not built for you moving around a lot. The hope is that this channel will be helpful to anybody who is going through that journey, which means that we will cover things that are often asked questions, common vocabulary, folks you might want to know about as an introduction to the world, hopefully for you. So this will be particularly useful for people who are late diagnosed adults. Of course, as a woman, I'm coming to this from a female perspective, and as an AuDHD, I'm coming to it from that perspective. But wherever possible, my content will be for anybody at all who is coming into this. So hopefully you will find it useful. There is now quite a few videos that you can go back and check up on. So do feel free to search through the back history. Sometimes I'm repeating things, but usually from a different angle, a different perspective, something like that. Most of the time it's going to be new stuff that we're talking about. There's a lot there for you to check out to see if any of it is useful or helpful for you. Please feel free to comment, like, subscribe. That's really helpful for the channel. The comments I love. I don't think I'm particularly great at answering them. Most of the time I just say thank you, but I hope that we can have more conversations on the channel because I do think that it's really helpful to talk to other people on the spectrum. With that in mind, I do have a few little offerings. I have already completed a course about gender and sexuality. So if you are in the process of trying to figure that out, but you don't know where to start, that might be a good place to start. It just gives you really basic level understanding of useful vocabulary, as well as a book that you can download to work through yourself with questions to ask yourself. Again, it's based on my own experience of going through that journey, which I would say is definitely not complete. I don't think it ever will be because we're human. That's on my Patreon. I'm putting everything on my Patreon at the moment because I am too poor to buy a website, and that's a place that I can put things and you can buy them. So that's why it's there at the moment. Everything's going on Patreon for now. You don't have to join Patreon to buy things from me. In addition, you can meet with me. I have two things that I'm offering at the moment. The first one is a half-hour meeting where we're basically just going to focus on whatever your biggest issue is right now and look at, are there particular autistic traits that are getting in your way right now that we could find solutions or strategies for. And then the second one is a 1 hour thing that is really about, if you're brand new to this, whether you're self-recognized, self-diagnosed, or went to a doctor, got yourself a diagnosis and they said, okay, thank you, congratulations, bye, and you're left with nothing, which happens, then the 1 hour is for you to come and talk about what on earth does that mean. I've called it download because it kind of is. It's where are you right now? What are the key bits of vocabulary that you need to know so that you can go off and research yourself in a pointed direction? Because for me, most of my research was everything to do with autism, which was kind of an overwhelming and long way of going about it. So hopefully both of those offers will help folks who are just getting started and just want a quick download of where do I even begin with this journey. I'm also going to start working on a couple of courses focused on vocabulary and other things that you might need to know when you're starting this journey. If there is anything else that you would like me to do, then please do let me know in the comments from this video and I will definitely look into it. questions you might have. I am not a doctor. I am not a psychologist. I am not a counselor. I did study psychology at university. I feel I'm probably not the only one who did that, but that was a long, long time ago. And autism research at that point was little white boys. Fortunately, we've developed somewhat since then. I have had an interest in people all of my life and also in culture. So that interest in culture and people has driven me to travel all over the world. And some of that traveling involved being in and around America and working with Americans and Canadians, hence the accent. I am an ESL English teacher, among other things, and this accent ended up being the one that my students understood the most when I was living and working in South Korea for 7 years, and it stuck. This is not my accent all the time. It appears to be my accent when I'm on camera. I have no control over this situation. It just happens. And I really, really noticed it recently because I was away for 3 weeks and I wasn't using it. And when I came back, I was like, wow, that's so American. So if you find this accent annoying, I apologize. If you find that my accent switches between British English and American English, that's why. I've traveled to a lot of different places and I have worked as an ESL English teacher. I've worked in retail. I have been a volunteer manager. So again, similar to a lot of folks on the spectrum, I've had a lot of different kind of jobs and careers, always looking for where was the right fit for me. I have landed on self-employed. I put it in those kind of brackets because I realized a few weeks ago that I forgot to put the money part in. I've been self-employed for 5 years and the ESL part with an official company was the only one giving me any money. That's because I don't like money. So I think we'll come to that probably in a video too. I really struggle with money, with asking for money, with wanting money, but you know, inflation, it's not working anymore. So I'm having to figure out how to put the money into the self-employment bracket and look at different other ways that I might be able to bring some money in. So that might be a journey that we might cover at some point in the future. It's a challenge. I think it's a challenge for a lot of us. I have lived all over the UK. I have lived all over the world. I have enjoyed being in lots of different places. And for the last 5 years, I've just been in one place. And that's also quite nice and also quite weird. And my life is very, very small now compared to what it used to be, which is sometimes very difficult to cope with and sometimes totally fine. My life is more outreach via the camera than it is in my life. That's where we're at. I hope that's useful. I hope it's answered some of your questions. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop them under this video. And as I said, if you have anything else that you would like me to do or you think I should be doing, then please put that under the video too, because I have a lot of ideas, but mostly for other people. It's been lovely to see you all in the comments. I hope to see more of you in the future. See you on the channel. Bye.